Does posting YouTube Shorts actually hurt my YouTube channel? If I post a bad video or take a break from YouTube, does my channel die? Today, we are busting YouTube myths with a YouTube employee, Renee Ritchie.
You gotta just press record.
When ads become limited for some reason, or any number of reasons, is the distribution of the video throttled down in that scenario?
So the way that it works, to the best of my understanding, is that search and discovery is not governed by ad-friendly guidelines, yellow icons or green icons, but it is still governed by community guidelines. And oftentimes what I think confuses people about this is that separately ad-friendly guidelines will determine this video is not safe for ads, and community guidelines will determine, oh, this is like for example, adult content. And if you're flagged as like adult or mature content, you wouldn't be distributed to an all ages audience, because YouTube really is meant for 13 and up. And we wouldn't want a situation where like your 13-year-old sits down on a sofa and a bunch of adult videos or mature videos pop up all over the home screen for them. So those videos are like, if you subscribe to it, if you're searching, like that's sort of covered with that. But because they often happen at the same time, I think there is some belief that the yellow icon triggers it, but really it's two systems responding to similar signals.
If you change your title or your thumbnail, does YouTube re-rank your video?
So not exactly that way, but YouTube, like the algorithm tries to follow audience response. So if you change your thumbnail and your title and the audience responds better to it, the algorithm will factor that in when it comes to recommendations, and it'll probably rank higher. Like its distribution might go up and it'll probably rank higher.
It's not a trigger in that moment, but what many people do in hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, they perhaps feel like their title or their thumbnail could be resonating better. They make a pivot there. Maybe that drove click-through rate up, maybe even a more accurate title. That pivot that you just made is affecting rankings, but it's not that it changed and Google was like, all right, I'm just going to re-rank you, but it was because audience behavior shifted.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said more accurate, because I think some people think, oh, I just need to get them to click, and they'll make a more sensational thumbnail or a more sensational title, but then that will no longer, like the video will no longer deliver on the promise of those things, and people will start abandoning it faster. So you'll see CTR go up, but retention tank, and then the video will perform worse. And like, but I don't understand. My CTR is way up. It's like, yes, because you no longer are giving them the video that matches.
Does posting shorts hurt my channel?
Generally speaking, what we've seen across YouTube is that people who post both long form and short form tend to have higher engagement than people just doing one or the other. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions on both sides. Some will do much, much better. Some will not do better, maybe even worse, but just broadly speaking. And because shorts tend to live in the feed and long form tends to live in the home page, there's not that much overlap. So you put up a new long form, people are going to be enjoying that in the home page. If you do a new short, people will be watching that in the feed. It's not going to conflict with it on the homepage.
Does taking a break from posting videos hurt my channel? Many are worried. I got to keep up 1 a week, 2 a week, but I'm tired or family stuff's coming up. And if I stop for 4 weeks, if I stop for 2 months, is it going to negatively affect my channel?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. It's something that we think about a lot as well, because we do care like desperately about the well-being of creators. And when we've looked at it, we haven't seen any sort of universal negative impact. Broadly speaking, it hasn't made a difference across a wide range of channels on YouTube. Again, there'll always be outliers. Like Corey Kenshin shows up, takes 6 months off, lands #1 on trending every time, over and over again. And there's probably some people who, maybe they take some time off and a new personality shows up in their space and just wows a lot of people and captures a lot of audience. Neither of those happen a lot, but there probably are some on both sides. I think it also depends, again, on your personality. Some people see their YouTube channel as like their business. It's like their mom and pop restaurant or their mall kiosk. And like, what would you do if you had to take time off from that? And it might be that you plan to have someone fill in for you, or you batch a bunch of content so that maybe it's not going up at the same pace, but you still have a steady stream of content. Or maybe you put up you schedule community posts. You do something to keep engagement because you just want to manage it. You don't want to leave anything to chance. It feels better for you. You're more comfortable managing it. Other people don't even want to look at it. They just like, I'm taking a vacation. I'm gone for a month. I'm not even looking at my channel. I think Tom Scott famously had guest hosts every year when he took a month off. So it really depends like on what your personal stress level is like and how you want to handle it.
Does an underperforming video hurt my channel? If I have like one really bad video, should I be depressed, discouraged, and should I give up?
No, not at all. YouTube tends not to look at individual creators and channels. We tend to look at videos and topics. So just because one video isn't the best performing video, even if it's a complete dud, it doesn't mean the next video isn't going to be the best video in the history of YouTube. And it would be bad for everyone involved if we didn't give each and every video a fair shot at like the maximum potential it could possibly have. Like imagine the baby squid right before baby shark hadn't performed well. Baby shark would never have been this huge video. So just it doesn't really work that way. But I also think that sometimes we over-index on performance. Like on my channel, I know an iPhone review is going to do gangbusters. It's going to do really well. An accessibility or environmental or educational video isn't. But those are really important topics and a really important audience for me. So sort of like in Hollywood, the big blockbuster movie gets the actor, like big blockbuster box office and numbers, they can go do the art house film. The big videos sometimes gives me the opportunity to do the smaller videos that I really want to make. I just go in knowing they're not going to be like 1 out of 10. I go in knowing they're going to be 9 or 10 out of 10, but I still think they're really important for me to make.
Does linking off platform hurt my video performance? YouTube allows you to link to an approved website during your end card, but of course people link in their description maybe to their own website, to other social media platforms, perhaps to their book on Amazon or any other number of things. Perhaps they even put a link in the pinned comment. Does that ultimately hurt my video performance?
So I think like the way to look at that is waiting. So like some people immediately put a card when a video starts saying, go watch my other video. And they'll even say that, like, if you missed this video, go watch it. And then people are going to leave, like if people are interested, they're going to leave your video. Like you chose to sacrifice that video to send them somewhere else. And I've gone through this on my own channel because I have sponsors in almost every video. And I always think like, that's why I always do the sponsor spot at the end, because I figure like they've watched my video. Now they can just go if they want to, but that means I'm not going to get them to watch a second one of my videos. And we know binging, like people watching like 1 or 2 or 3 more, is a great way to get into their watch history, which is a great way to get into their recommendations and be shown more of my videos. So I think all of these are like choices. So if you have a link to another video, topmost, like the most attention, pinned, whatever, you might start getting up, like build up that session time, build up that binging of your content. If you choose to make that an affiliate link, you're sort of sacrificing that binging, but maybe that's going to make you a ton of money. So these are all like, I think like more business decisions, especially at the creator side.
Do timestamps hurt or help my videos? Timestamps, AKA chapters, AKA time codes that are clickable, and that are they helpful, or could they ultimately hurt my performance metrics on YouTube?
I think it's a bit of both. Like I think we worry about them as creators because we think people will hop around and that'll hurt our total watch time, maybe cause a bunch of dips in our retention. But I think they're also good for users, like good for viewers. And where a viewer might think this is boring, I'm just gonna cancel out of this video, I'm gonna abandon it. And you see like retention just drop at that point. They might see the chapter and go, oh, but this one looks really interesting to me. So instead of just leaving the video, they're now gonna go and watch a later section, and maybe they'll keep watching from that point. I think like ultimately you want a video that everyone watches every second of, but realistically there might be videos that you make that have certain sections appealing to certain people. So I think it's sort of like a trade-off. You're trading off the potential of them jumping around for a reduced risk of them abandoning.
Is there a correlation between key moments when videos rank on Google and the video's been kind of chopped up in terms of a search term and it being found on Google, and the metadata of timestamps or chapters that are added on YouTube?
I think for most people, probably not a huge deal anyway, because external traffic typically isn't, like even if like Google is 90% of your external traffic is maybe 2 or 3% of what discovery is. So I don't think it's like anything that would move a needle, but I also don't know if Google's doing anything different there than YouTube does.
And you touched on this a little bit earlier, but to put it bluntly, does posting time really matter?
No, I mean, like, there might be certain categories where it does matter. Like if you're doing the stock market and like the opening bell is at 9 a.m. and you know, like you need a video up by 9:30. Like there might be situations where your content is bound to external time clocks. But when we've looked at it, for the majority of videos, if you're willing to wait, like of course, if you put a video up in prime time, it's going to get more views faster. But over the course of, and like that's like for the first 24 to like 36, maybe 48 hours. But if you look over the course of 2 weeks to a month, we've seen almost no difference in how, like where videos end up in views.
I love it. Well, Renee, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming on and look forward to connecting in the future.
Thank you so much. It was so great being here.